The village of Barpark, west of Kathmandu, was at the epicenter of the deadly 7.9 quake which rocked Nepal on Saturday. For 3 days, the village was without help, without an iota of relief. Headlines Today's Jugal Purohit was in fact the first to reach this village, which has virtually been flattened.
Debris, rubble and human remains. 3 words sum up the tragic tale of Barpark, the epicenter of the quake that hit Nepal on Saturday. The once picturesque village flattened. A tiny, vibrant settlement of 1,200 homes in Gorkha district razed to the ground. This scenic hamlet was a flourishing tourist destination till only 4 days ago.
Look at the irony of the situation. Barpark was an upcoming tourist destination where international tourists would come to stay in homes like the one that you see, completely ravaged for the experience of staying in the ethnic Nepali style of living. However, these were the homes which have been completely destroyed, and now the villagers say that if we resort to building the RCC cement and concrete buildings, then they would lose their source of livelihood.
The devastation and destruction catastrophic. Nearly 90% of houses in the village destroyed, the villagers shaken, helpless and scared.
He told me the first time like this, he saw the first time in his life like this kind of damage in this village.
The problem that most people are telling us in Barpark is that very little help has reached them till now, and the most worrying aspect is that all of these homes stocked with food grains today are no-go territories. You cannot enter them for the risk that they may simply fall down and in the process trap or kill you. That's the reason why, despite the food being there in their houses, people are not having the courage to go inside them. Where I am standing right now used to be a shopping area, and desperate times of course call for desperate measures. As you're seeing, what's happening here is that notwithstanding the damage and the danger of lurking in this area, because there are a lot of buildings which still have cracks and haven't fallen, these people have come here to retrieve whatever little they can get out of their belongings which were trapped. These women and those baskets that you see on your left hand side, the brown color cane baskets, in those baskets these women start out in the day, come to the place which used to be their shop, their home, and in those baskets, as you see, they segregate what can be used from what can't be and then take it away.
इधर दुकान का सामान सब था, वो अभी अब ये सामान सब टूट गया, ये 2 लाख 2.5 लाख का सामान सब नुकसान हो गया जी। अभी जो इतना जो मिल रहा है वो ये है बस।
तो आप लोग इसके अंदर जाके सारा सामान बाहर निकाल के?
हाँ जी, क्या करेगा अब, फिर बाद में नहीं मिलेगा।
The thought that comes to one's mind while standing in Barpark village is just look around and understand the magnitude of devastation that has taken place, and one wonders just when, if at all, things will return to normal. People here who've been living for decades now, will they ever be able to rebuild their lives? Very, very narrow bylanes, and the devastation has completely blocked them all.
देखिए, मैं ये चाल के टाइम में हमारा जो वो आने जाने का रास्ता ही है, पूरा बंद हो गया अभी, पूरा वो क्या है ऊपर से रॉक आगे, और ये जो रास्ते साफ नहीं हुआ है तो आदमी कैसे चल भी नहीं पाएगा, और चलने के लिए भी अभी बहुत डेंजर है। देखिए ऊपर से पूरा बिल्डिंग क्रैक है,
और आपका घर का रास्ता भी इधर से ही है?
हाँ, मेरा यही रास्ता है, इधर से जाने का और आने का रास्ता यही है।
The only school in this ghost town battered by the quake. Villagers are thankful that the catastrophe struck on Saturday, a school holiday.
On that very day, it was Saturday, and we are lucky enough that Saturday was a holiday, so it was closed. So we were not here, and so all the infrastructure was fully damaged.
Men walking around morosely with a long list in their hands, the most spine-chilling image of the disaster. The list containing the names of all missing people in the area.
इससे क्या कर रहे हैं?
इसमें 8 आदमी के घर आग लग गया, मरने वाला अभी 6 आदमी मिला है हमको।
हाँ।
एक आदमी को पता नहीं है, 4 आदमी जल गया।
अच्छा।
और एक आदमी का बॉडी लेकर कल दफना गया।
ये सबका नाम लिख रहे हैं कि जो लोग हैं?
अभी हमको पूरा नाम पता नहीं, खाली उसका टोटल संख्या लिख रहे हैं।
तो इसमें तो बहुत सारे लोग होंगे जो आपके दोस्त होंगे, पहचान के भी लोग होंगे?
है, पहचान का लोग भी है। अभी पहचान का लोग हो गए तो हम जाकर उधर करने नहीं सका। अभी गांव में घुसने से रोड नहीं मिल रहा है।
The tremors leaving behind a trail of devastation and misery.
Forced to grieve in isolation, Barpark today is a village full of rubble, corpses and grieving relatives. What we see here is a scene which is played again and again and again every time a rescue team manages to find bodies like the ones that you see laid out here on the ground. This is the body of a child and a woman. They were found very close to this spot. They were trying to escape when the earthquake struck them, and obviously they could not manage to do so. From this point onwards, as you are seeing, these bodies will be transported from here right to the top. That's where the graveyard is for all these people, the villagers of Barpark. They are all Buddhists and believe in burying their dead. From here onwards, these people, the relatives themselves, will take these bodies right up to that hilltop.
The Indian Air Force flying sorties into Barpark as the village is almost unreachable by land. Trying to pump in essential supplies, the entire village makeshift tents.
We are a medical team from Pokhara. We came here yesterday and we set up a temporary camp here. We don't have much supplies as such, but we've been giving first aid. Yesterday we evacuated around 50 patients by helicopter, and today around 10. And we've given primary care, first aid to around 300 patients over here. And the injuries that we've seen here are mostly, the most critical ones are head injuries, severe kind of head injuries, mostly involving elderly people and kids. And besides that, fractures, lots of them, every kind of fracture.
The danger is still not over. Villagers are frightened of nature's fragility after the devastation wreaked by the earthquake and its continuing aftershocks.
सब डैमेज हो गया है। हाँ। और ये जो ऊपर पहाड़ है, ये पहाड़ के ऊपर में ये जंगल दिखा रहा है, जंगल के ऊपर पहाड़ है। हाँ। वो पहाड़ ने भी सब फट के बैठा हुआ है, पूरा कच्ची है।
तो ये अभी बादल से दिख रहा है, ये भी इसके ऊपर एक पहाड़ है वो भी फट के बैठा हुआ है।
पहाड़ का पत्थर जो है वो फट के बैठा हुआ है, तो कभी भी गिर सकता है।
कभी भी गिर सकता है, ऐसे समझ है। तो मिट्टी वो पूरा फट गया है, तो अंदर मिट्टी अंदर तो मैं नहीं देखा था, मिट्टी वो पूरा फट गया है, पूरा कच्ची हो गया।
और भी आपको खतरा अभी भी है, इतना डैमेज के बाद भी आपको खतरा हो सकता है?
हाँ, मेरे को भी लगता है इतना डैमेज हुआ तो ये जो अंदर में पूरा फट के बैठा है, मिट्टी पत्थर जो पेड़ है सब ढीला पड़ गया है, पहाड़ है सब ढीला पड़ गया है, ये बहुत मुश्किल है।
This was the story of Barpark, a village frequented by tourists from across the world to experience the Nepali life of way. However, this village, which had the misfortune of experiencing a tremor just 2 kilometers beneath it, directly off a scale of 7.9 on the Richter, today is a town of debris, rubble and corpses. With camera person Premchand Mishra in Barpark of the Gorkha district, Jugal Purohit reporting for Headlines Today.